bad at commentary. Me too. So, otherwise, I would. It is weird. I think it wasn't from like a nice presentation like this.
Earlier, I was commentating.
Really, it's sick.
Yes. I'm so bad. Antoine. Green, I guess. Green's open.
Free for all! Pikachu! Captain Pop! Jigglypuff! Three, two, one, go! Game's winner is Pikachu. Free for all. 3, 2, 1, go! This game's winner is Jigglypuff. Free for all. Jigglypuff. Pikachu. 3, 2, 1, go! winner is free for all. Yoshi.
Yo, yo, yo. What is up, everyone? Cact here for some SmashtoVerfest D1 action for vanilla singles. How you guys doing? Hope you guys are all enjoying this wonderful day. It is super hot in Houston. I stand outside for 5 seconds, I'm toasted. Let me pull up chat real quick. What's going on? Alright, I got chat in front of me, so we should be chilling for now. What's good, boys? Anyways, we got Razz versus emptyW. Game 1 of D1 Vanilla right here. Razz taking the first stock, so Razz actually won his earlier in D2, beating out OJ, who was the first seed. So Razz actually playing really hot today. I played him in bracket. He's already getting a shield break on empty. Let's see what kind of punch he can get. First back air. Doesn't get the fall. Ooh, shield pressure. Not quite. Oh, damn, I didn't even notice he ate his jump. I thought he was going to make it back, but that's fair. Gonna be out of shit right there. That was a random down B. Probably, I'm guessing it was simple. Well, maybe not actually, but good trade. Not quite gets the edge guard. Oh, good. Catches the smash to follow up the back air. And catches the jump in the process. I'm a big fan of these type of like big events because a lot of times, you know, we don't get to really travel a lot for 64. You know, we'll have a couple events a year, you know, like we've obviously SmashCon, we have Xantic Origins and whatnot, but it's rare to see players from like different regions of the US play against each other. So seeing this kind of match right here is always a pleasure. So really interesting to see how this goes. Razz already starting off, getting a tech chase jab to forward air. catching the stock right here. Pretty close game, actually. Probably just kind of filling each other out, looking for an opening. Empty getting the back air right now, getting him on the side. Can he start there, loop? All right. Oh, nice armor right there. That was really good. Really, really good armor right there coming from Razz. Oh, that's another show break. Oh my God, that's 2 show breaks in 1 game. I just didn't get the punch. That's unfortunate. I see. One thing I've been noticing is that like Razz started off the game like fairly aggressively, kind of getting in Empty's face and really applying a lot of pressure. But he's been pulling back a lot and playing a lot slower. Oh my goodness, Jesus Christ, Razz! Oh my God. I mean, I get why emptyW's been shielding, and I get maybe he's looking for those like up B out of shields. But I think Razz caught onto that very quickly. It's just constant applying pressure with the double jump cancels. So Razz taking game 1 right now against emptyW. Good SDI right there. Definitely seems like MT's like learning his lesson a little bit, kind of staying on the platforms a little bit more. He's like, you know what, like, if you're catching my shield a lot, if you're pressuring, if you're gonna raid my shield 3 times in 1 game, I might as well just never be on the ground. You know, gets the tech chest going, gets the down air. Good charge shot right there, gets him off stage, sets up the bomb, and breaks the armor right there. Yeah, Razz in a pretty bad position right there. It was gonna be pretty rough to make it back. Hammer fan, no, you cannot hold smash attacks in Smash 64. You just throw that shit out raw. Good on, there it gets the FB. Oh my God, he's getting a show break again. I hope not. There we go. Good tech chase right there. Get him off stage. Oh, good getaway. I think this is a much better approach right now from emptyW. Just play a lot slower, more patient. Wait for Razz to approach you, honestly. I mean, Yoshi, what the hell was that? I don't know what Razz is doing right there. This ain't training mode. Good there right there, gets some, catches the stock. Good patience, right there. Good wait out from Razz. Waits out for the FB. That's really what emptyW is going to be looking for here. He wants to break out of these with that Yoshi pressure, and Razz has been really able. Oh, I like the edge cancel right there. Razz has been really able to adapt really well. I think both players have been able to really adapt to each other's playstyle well. There's a lot of times like you'll see a lot of players have, you know, they've got a flowchart in mind, and it might be a really solid flowchart, but as soon as you figure it out, then they're not able to really change it up, and they tend to get pretty washed up. But both these players able to switch from one style to another very easily, which I like seeing. Which I mean, you have to once you get to, this far out in D1. Yeah, exactly, Mr. Sir. Like again, like I mean, you saw game 1, like. Getting constant shell pressure, shell broken 3 times, like, you just gotta stay above Yoshi. Oh my, it's gonna happen for, Jesus Christ, yeah. Point proven, just do not. Oh, great up B right there. That was, ooh, I don't know what he's doing right there. Get the back air. Twisted there. Loop doesn't get anywhere though. Dude, I wish this wasn't the last SmashtoVerfest. This has been such a great event, honestly. It's been a lot. It's been really great vibes overall. Everyone's having a great time. I think we have about like 80 people this weekend. And obviously SmashtoVerfest, legendary series in the Smash 64 scene. So I wish it could keep going after that, but I understand if they have to stop it at one point. And it's better to end it on a high note than any other scenario. Yeah, it's on the other side. What's up? It's on the other side. Oh, yeah, but there's 3 mics, so. It's good. How you doing?
Doing all right. How's it going over here?
Doing
Between
good.
Empty
Doing
and
good.
Razz. See, Razz is up 1.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Empty
yeah,
also.
Game 3 right now, actually. Yeah. So Razz had a pretty solid game 1. Basically getting like. All right. So this is the 5th time that Razz has broken Empty's shield during the set.
And I noticed it's in the middle of the stage. That's usually where Samus doesn't want to be. It's
Yeah.
a really scary place against Yoshi. He usually wants to stay like similar to Kirby, top plats, and look for careful openings. Nice. Great.
Exactly.
See how he chooses to edge guard. F smash. F smash would have broke right there, and the bomb would have been insurance. I get the multi hit, and the up smash is really satisfying to get.
Right.
But I feel like back air or great DI, back air or F smash would have done it. Even a high angle forward smash.
Yeah,
More powerful.
I completely agree.
Nice.
And
You got him stuck in shield.
Empty's been playing a lot more careful during games 2 and 3, staying on top flat a lot more.
Yeah.
He was playing a little bit too grounded game 1, which
I
caused him to
figured
get
that's it,
overly
yeah.
pressured. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Razz also been adapting around that as well, not being as aggressive, being a little bit more methodical with his approaches, winning out with his parries a lot as well. Like he knows Empty's looking for that upbeat. I try to get the ledge cancel right there, but not quite.
I think that's Razz's crutch. He really loves the empty tech. I mean, the empty tech, the wispy tech.
Right.
I think to a fault because, everybody knows he loves it, so they're going to be looking out for him doing it. So, as you can see, Empty saw that. He was ready with an aerial.
For sure.
It's a little cheeky. I know Razz loves that as a signature, but it's to a fault. This should be, yeah.
Barely
That's
missed the ledge.
Had he actually reached the edge, the bomb would have been the insurance.
That's true.
One thing I saw Empty go for on like 60 to 50%, he got a fair on a single Yoshi jump, and then he opted for a back air follow-up, which of course Razz is going to be spamming that jump to armor it. I think he should have opted for an up air afterwards. And then after that, he can do just like a rising nair, and Samus hits hard enough where it'll send him pretty much off stage.
It's interesting seeing these two current characters play against each other because they're looking for some of the similar options, right?
This
They
is a really fun matchup
They
to
can
watch.
both parry each other. Yoshi having double jump armor, Samus having those few frames of up B.
Yeah.
It's a really interesting dynamic,
Yeah.
really, and I think it's one of those matchups that really showcases more than just not how much you know the matchup, but how good you are as a player.
Yes. Yeah. This is a game of attrition. Is that the word? But great job by Empty.
Yep. Gonna grab the set 2-1 right now. Very good adaptation for game 1. Very, very happy to see that.
Yeah. When you told me he won game 1 and then game 2, it's just like adaptation, and I think Samus has that edge to be a little bit more defensive, and I think Empty has that discipline where he doesn't. He doesn't get tilted to want to be aggressive.
Yeah.
I think he learns his lessons very quickly, and as you can see, he just had his number. And now we have Josh and Nax, two of the highest seeds in this tournament, I presume. For sure, Nax.
Yeah.
I assume Josh as well.
Yeah, no, one of the top dogs of this event. Actually,
Yeah.
I don't think I've personally seen them play. I mean, I've seen a lot of them play, but I haven't seen them play in person in a while. So this should be a really, really good set.
And Nax is already good, but he has been on a grind. As
Yeah.
folks know, he's from Chile, but he's been staying in States or in the East Coast for the past month and changed since SmashCon, essentially.
Yeah.
He's been staying with Teflon Ron, amazing host, and he has been playing a ton of different people, so getting that experience, getting that regional experience, because as folks know, you can't rely on just playing your own region. You fall into habits, and it's hard to shake them off, but here we go. This is the battle of many neutrals.
And obviously Josh, long-time 64 veteran, has, many great placements throughout his career.
Yeah.
But it hasn't been able to really reach those, like, top 8s, top 16s as of late, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, the scene's blowing up. It's a beautiful time for the scene.
But, never count out the veterans,
Yeah. That was a good mix-up on the LB to snap right into, like, the edge of the stage. Really ambiguous, but Max still... Or Josh, sorry. Josh's hat. And Max is... No. It's interesting. Josh usually plays naked.
Yep.
I just wanted to confirm.
And one particular thing I like about the Pika Ditto is there's a lot of like micro situations that you have to keep in mind. Beyond just playing neutral back and forth, the edge guard situation, and within the edge guard, do you go for ledge, do you go for top plat, what angles do you go at?
It's so exhausting, and it's so difficult to not fall into like autopilot, for lack of better words, and you just keep rinse and repeating your strat, and that's why good Pikas the better Pika will always emerge. Like there's no cheesing. It's very rare that you'll witness cheesing in this matchup, or in Dittos for that matter. But specifically, this matchup that's been grinded or ground so much by the community.
And I think especially Pikachu, some certain Dittos, there's certain tools that you have that can kind of quote unquote invalidate your own character. But with Pikachu, you have so many strong tools that are so versatile. You can't just rely on one or two moves to win the match. You really have to optimize your entire moveset and your movement and able to beat out the other player.
Use the entire skill set. There was a great thing that Stranded said at Shine, very old Shine, but I was watching it just like the other night, and he was commenting on the Ditto, specifically the Pika Ditto, where you just need to be on the entire time.
That was a really great conversion right there.
Way to close it out with the up smash. A lot of folks opt for the grab, but it's great awareness for the up smash. Going on with the Stranded comment, it's just you both using the exact same tools, so it's a matter of like who is the more skilled player.
Exactly.
And I know it's like very obvious, but matchups exist and the lack of knowledge. But this one, as I said, has been exhausted. By the community, by the meta, So you need to stay fresh. And he's going for some time, as I said, very exhausting. And this is a best of 3.
Which is brutal.
Pika Ditto's best of 3s are.
And especially at this level of play, where you're constantly changing your playstyle every stock, every minute. It is very mentally taxing. And I think that's something too that is very uncommon in other games, but you'll see it in 64 because every pool is round robin, because you have to play so many great players just to make it to the next phase. It can really wear you out if you're not trained for it, and you might make it out of your D1 pool alive, but do you still have that mental stamina for top 16, top 32?
We saw earlier, or we've seen Josh been getting some great dash grabs. I think that's like his specialty. His ground spacing is really good. One of the best dash grab case in point. Max, I think, has edge and just mix-ups and just switching up his game often. I feel like you see that a lot in South America, period. Peruvians are a bit more on the further spectrum, aggressive and just really in your face, switching it up often, mixing you up. And the reason I am highlighting that is because earlier, Josh was pressured at the edge of stage, got thrown off, really close. He could have snapped on ledge, and he also had a jump, and he opted to he panicked up B. And Max called it out, threw out a nair that stays out for a really long time. And there's the stock with the down air, fresh down air. They're having a good time. That's always fun to see.
It could be a honestly, very competitive match, honestly. It could have gone either way.
Yeah, there was a point, I think it was 3-1. I don't know who it was, but whoever was making that comeback, kudos. I love that there's always that question of when you're like severely down, it's like, what do you use the remainder of the match for? Is like, and I commend players that don't give up and just keep going at it, because some folks were just like kind of like relax and not show their cards, because there's a lot more to the set. Let's see right here.
One thing I especially like about this match is, like you said, Nax is more on the aggressive side, really maximizing those punishes to the extreme. Josh, somebody who relies more on his fundamentals and his decision making in order to carry him far in bracket. So it's really interesting to see that kind of difference between the two. It's like, well, I might not get the craziest punish, but I'm going to make sure I always have the advantage in terms of positioning, in terms of neutral and whatnot. And Nax just making sure every single hit he gets counts and tries to steal your stock off of one single win. So it's really interesting to see how those play out, how they balance each other.
Yeah, I think Josh is starting to get a little aggressive and like trying to call out. He's trying to meet him where he's at.
Exactly.
He's not trying to stay complacent with his style. As we said, stay fresh. And I also noticed at one point he got a fresh grab, which is usually a re-grab, but he opted to look for the up smash, taking place up smash. You don't usually see Josh like go for those explosive punishes. He goes on the safe side, just like the re-grab, and play the longer game. Ooh.
Barely missed out the back air right there.
I think Nax pulled back a little bit. I think he could have maybe committed and gone and really pulled in for the back air, but it would have left him off stage, and maybe he wasn't sure if it was going to connect or he didn't want to leave himself vulnerable.
Good reversal right there from Nax, trying to get some percents going. Ooh, barely missed out the outside. Good up, good up, be out of disadvantage. We're on Josh's specialties, honestly. He's up, he's a really, really clutch. There we go.
See?
Yep.
I love that he's going for him, though. Nax with a little cheeky smile, like, yeah, I've seen you go from you're not going to get me.
Right.
Let's see if third tries the charm.
Get some percents going. Barely almost called out the top plat recovery. Gets a back throw. Can get the edge guard though? Oh, great call out right there. Just barely. I like what he was going for though. Trying to go under it and trying to miss the up tilt.
Yeah. Damn.
That was
Unfortunate.
great.
2-0.
Great
But it was
play
close.
from Max
It was
right there.
close.
No, amazing set, honestly. Very, very fun to see. Josh played really on top of it, calling out a lot of Nax's habits and really kind of catching on to his play a little bit.
Yeah.
Like also, like you said, meeting him in the middle a little bit.
Yeah.
Very entertaining to see. No, really, really solid run from Josh. I'm sure he's got more sets to play. So
Yeah, and it's also cool. Josh is very confident he's going to make it out, so I'm sure he's going to mix it up quite a bit. He's a really smart cerebral player, so I can see him really switching it up and being a completely different Josh, I guess, versus Nax.
Yeah.
Also, I didn't want to say this during the match, but somebody took my beer and mistook it for theirs. They look very different. In any case, hopefully they come back and they're like, I took someone's beer. In any case,
got a
been
little
a great
replay right
tournament. Fortunate it's the final SmashtoVerfest, but
yeah.
Love coming out and supporting. Justin's a great supporter of the community. That's a great replay.
I think what I like the most about SmashtoVerfest is that it's not just a tournament, right? It's not just competition. We're gonna have a good time, get some drinks, relax. And I think we need that from time to time. Obviously we've got our Smash cons, we've got our Xanadu Origins, but sometimes you need something a bit more laid back.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I offer. That's why this is one of my favorite tournaments.
For sure.
Nice. He missed his dash. By he, I mean Antoine. Good punish.
Oh my god, 15 seconds in, already gets the first stock.
Love watching Antoine play. very creative. Kind of difficult to read. And with Yoshi, just that complements that type of style. I think GT's just going to have to try and... I love that he also goes for the horizontal combo.
And I think GT, a player that actually it's not unfortunate
Yeah.
right there. But I was going to say, I think GT is a player that's actually been making a lot of progress recently, really working
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah, I
And-
think... Go ahead.
And he's been making like further and further in bracket. I've been really liking the way his
Same.
play style is developing.
I agree.
And I know it seems a little weird to say that as he's currently getting
Yeah.
almost 4-star, but like you do have to recognize the progress when there is.
Yeah. Great awareness. Ready with the up tilt,
missing
but
right there.
yeah, perfect
Up tilt.
land.
Good jump out there.
It was a little late. That's a confirmed punish right there. The up tilt, perfect land up smash. Convincing 3-stock. Not sure, just a gap in skill, but I think GT can just play a little bit more reserved.
Yeah.
They have the name swap.
Yeah.
Play a little bit more reserved and just tack away damage. It's something simple that you can adjust and yeah. This is not a matchup. If you're not comfortable in it, you cannot go in really aggressively.
Very
Nice. Case in point, yeah, he's a little bit more conservative. Oh my goodness! Immediate edge cancel.
See, for a second I thought GT was the Pikachu in game 1. I realized like, wait, no, it's actually swapped.
Yeah. I was trying to say. That was a grab confirmed right there, but he missed it. Missed the turnaround. Hardest tech in the game.
Yep.
Right there again. Should just up grab, I think. It's unlikely you're gonna get a poke, a shield poke like the way you want it. I think it's kind of going for like bread and butter combos that are not always confirmed against Yoshi.
Right. It's funny, 'cause I'm thinking back to the grand final set at SmashCon between Isaiah and Kuraba, and just Isaiah playing so aggressively and completely stuffing out Kuraba. And I was thinking, are we going to start seeing Pikachu play a lot more aggressively against Yoshi, or And I think, as much as there may be merit to stuffing out Yoshi's options, it's not something that you should always be going for, because Yoshi has that ability to counter that aggression and block out your aggressivity, basically. Oh, good up smash right there.
And
like you said, it's
perfect flat lands.
And like you said, it's not a matchup you should be really going in unless you're really comfortable in the matchup and you're really aware of the angle at which you're coming in.
Such a risky DJ down air right on top of Pikachu. But I think he just feels really confident. He's getting away with things he shouldn't. But, great experience for GT. 2 stocks.
I think there is also merit to sometimes going for that, quote-unquote unoptimal option, or something that you, in theory, shouldn't get, because even though on paper it might not be the best option, if your opponent is not expecting it or doesn't know the counterplay to it, then you can profit off of it. And I think, like we said, because GT is playing well right now, he's able to go for those options and kind of overwhelm Antoine. And if Antoine doesn't have the answer for it, then, he's going to lose his stock.
Yeah.
That's going to
That'll do it.
And great showing from GT right now, taking a 2 over Antoine. Which I think
Antoine
might be
won 2-0. Antoine's a Yoshi.
Oh, Antoine's, okay. Oh, so he was swapped, okay.
Yeah. Ooh, now we've got Katie versus I am not sure who.
Yeah, that's why I was confused. I was confused because we were talking about the name swapped. I was like, wait.
Yeah. It's all good. Here's who's gonna play.
Now, I completely brain farted, dog. I genuinely thought in my mind, because it was swapped on both overlays, so for some reason I thought GT was Yoshi for some reason. That's on me.
Yeah, okay. Honest mistake. Oh, I thought Katie was setting up. I guess not.
Love you too, man. But yeah, I think Katie is sitting down, right? Looks like it. Probably have to get a drink or something.
Katie versus... I still don't know. We'll find out soon enough.
We'll find
Katie
out.
has a diverse cast that... it's fun. Katie's playing E-Pad.
Okay.
Canadian. Canada versus Philly. The whole country versus Philly.
All right.
E-Pad,
The nation
very,
of Philadelphia.
very dynamic. Pika, Katie, diverse cast, but a very strong and powerful Falcon.
Yep.
I imagine that's what he's going to opt. Usually, I think falls back to either like Puff or Pikachu, just depending on the matchup and I assume also the player. I love how he approaches the game. I love that he uses every character to his advantage. Yeah, just an all-around great cast. He had a 12-character battle against Jaime at SmashCon, an exhibition match.
How did that go?
Money match. Jaime won, but only by like a character, so 4 stocks give or take.
Okay.
I could be wrong, so sorry if I'm wrong, but yeah, Jaime took it, but Jaime's got it. So great showing from Katie. And E-Pad, a lot of folks were giving him crap because he went Pika entire remix bracket.
Hey man, if it's legal, it's legal.
It's legal, man. Yeah. And here we go. Pikachu, very interesting. Red hat versus like purplish. I don't even know what to call it.
See, E-Pad is the purple hat, looks like. Katie's the red hat.
Yeah, maybe this Falcon's not on, or
Well, I remember
nice
Katie
things,
telling me that he wanted to explicitly work on his other characters recently. Work on his Pikachu a lot more, work on his Jigglypuff.
Yeah.
So I definitely understand. I think his Falcon, obviously his Falcon's extremely solid, and it's a little bit of a safe net. You know, doesn't really need to bring it out as often, or really only need to bring it out when he needs to.
E-Pad barely missed that up tilt tech chase on the right platform. But Katie still takes the stock. Nice. I love that. He sprung off the edge. Katie sprung off the edge with a fair hit, but of course it's not confirmed for any follow-up. So he waited. He had like a short pause to see how E-Pad was going to react, and then he followed up because he knew he had the advantage to be able to go for a fair. Oh.
Oh my God, that was a great spacing right there. Barely out of the down air range.
Ooh. I don't know if it was a panic up see that had Katie end up in the middle or rinse and repeat.
I always love seeing that little dance in Pikachu, right? When you're like, both Pikas are going for dash grabs, going in and out of back air range.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. My favorite is like when they cross each other up, but when one runs straight through.
Yep.
I thought he was gonna snipe him. Almost had it. Good edge hog by Katie. It's kind of eliminating that option from E-Pad's recovery.
Yeah, even if you can't get the explicit, edge guard against them, even just covering these angles and forcing them to pick an option is oftentimes a stronger edge guard than going out and throwing out an arrow back there.
That was a great shield pressure by Katie at the edge. I'm not even sure he had to do all that. So what I don't know, I often call him mix, but he could have just gone for the grab, especially at 100%. Even if it's a forward throw, it might not kill, but it puts you in an edge guard position, which is advantageous to the person edge guarding. Good. Priester style. Nice little foxtrot, little dash. Yeah, put out that defensive up tilt, but K didn't
Slap
invite.
the flat right there with Nair.
Nice. A little 2-hit string.
Yep.
Oh, that was sick. Edge cancel by E-pad. He went single zip, and he got like the backwards edge cancel. Really difficult to do.
Really, really clean gameplay overall. But Katie gonna take that first stock right there. First game, sorry. Oh wow, looks like he's actually switching. So yeah, Katie going to his trusty Falcon right now for game 2. Oh my god, that up dash back got smashed. That was crazy. Wait, no, E-pad's Falcon, I'm sorry.
Sick. I had no idea. E-pad had a Falcon. It's doing better. Nice. Yep.
Oh, good
Great
drifting
drift
right there.
Yeah, great drift. I love a good weave. It looks so graceful, so magical when they get like the most insane weave and they dodge everything. Right, the Falcon. Falcon should be a stock. Damn, interesting edge guarding situation. I think E-pad missed his dash there. Nice snipe. Be a stock.
It's funny because in other Smash games, typically when you're switching to your opponent's main to try to beat them with it, it's kind of like a way of like disrespect almost, like, oh, I can beat you with your own character.
Yeah.
But in 64, you know, especially at a higher level, because everyone plays every character, that doesn't really exist. I mean, you're kind of just playing a counter pick war or trying to match up check each other. Which is, it's really interesting to see the differences between different communities and how that plays out.
To re-grab or grab. Alright, Katie's bringing it back, and Pikachu should not be at 142. Oh my god.
Oh god.
They're missing dashes. That's a rough one.
Yeah.
But it's both of them.
Alright, so it's snare.
One of the most frustrating
Oh my
things.
god,
when you
barely
miss a
misses
dash.
grab. Gets him off stage.
That's game.
Yep. Katie gonna take that 2-0.
Nice. Nice commentary. I'll be back in a bit.
Anytime.
Do a little lap.
Yeah, I know that E-pad was up 2 stocks in that game, and Katie bringing it all the way back. It's like we were talking about earlier, that that composure and not letting yourself get shaken up whenever you're up or down stocks. It's really impressive to see.
Oh, yeah.
What's up, guys?
So, guys, joined here by my good friend Stu, the announcer. How you're doing?
I am doing well, Kag. Thank you so much for welcoming me to the mic. I guess wasn't really planning on casting. I was thinking about it when I saw KD3 up here,
Right.
just because that's my homie. But yeah, no, you know what? I think we're ready for the go around on the triplat here.
Yeah, absolutely. So we set the stage for you a little bit. We're currently in Division 1 of Vanilla Singles right now.
Let's go.
Wrapping up the pools. We got a really, really exciting match for you coming up. We've got Dankey Kang on the left against Nax. Nax coming all the way from South America, staying a little bit in the U.S., getting some North American practice. Pikachu versus Kirby. Nax has been on a tear recently winning the offseason up in Dallas.
Right.
And currently looking to do the same thing this weekend in Houston.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking about just people coming up into Texas and just taking over. My goodness, the performance from the offseason and now here in Houston, you got to admire someone like Nax, who is of such quality. And obviously, know that there's a discussion about, Pikachu is like the character that you pick in order to get carried or whatever. But in reality, no, man. Like it's just the best character in the game. If you don't know how to counterplay it, it's just.
And I think something important to note.
And you don't get to talk about that if you're playing Kirby, for that matter.
For sure, and something important to note too is that yes, Pikachu might be the best character in 64, but because so many people played Pikachu and so many people have analyzed and played and studied that matchup over and over again, it's not really as much of a self plan as you think it may be.
Yeah, it's like Meta Knight Brawl, but less so.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
I don't know.
Fail-safe plan, but yeah. But again, Nax already starting off really strong right now. 4 stocks to 2. Again, Nax having one of those really overwhelming play styles and really completely stuffing you out, maximizing every possible punish.
Goodness.
Already getting 60% off stage.
I mean, he's just in your face all the time. You got to appreciate someone like that. And yeah, the Kirby has absolutely no answer. Nax, goodness gracious, my man. And I mean, I know that South America has a really strong caliber of player, especially for games like 64. I mean, Peru, goodness gracious. I mean, it's supplied how many great players over the year, how many combo contest participants and finalists. That is a straight-up 4-stock in Nax. I mean, you talk about impressive, and then there's Nax. Ooh.
Yeah, no, he's really laying the groundwork and saying, look, I'm here to win. Okay, I know you guys are all having fun, getting some drinks, but I'm here to take this tournament home. And I totally get it. But do not count out Dankey Kang, honestly. Dankey Kang, very, very solid player from North America, has a really, really strong Kirby. And, I was talking about this earlier. Game 1 might, you might get 4-stock game 1, but you might 4-stock them back game 2. It's all about the adaptation and seeing how the players are able to withstand all the pressure from playing this in a tournament. But Nax already taking the stock 20 seconds in. He is not letting go, honestly.
I mean, Nax just stays in his face, man. I mean, Taz taken 49 percentage points worth of damage, and you're liable to get plenty of knockback on whatever it is that you do if you are Kirby. But then again, you're not able to dominate the skies with those big hitboxes like you're used to. And Nax is just getting all up in your grill. That is 6 consecutive stocks now for Nax. The man is money.
Right, exactly. And, Pikachu Kirby, one of those matchups where, whoever gets the biggest punish first is going to win this. Oh, my God, Nax. Is he going to get the 8-stock? Is this possible?
Oh, he's considering it, man.
He's not considering it. He's going for it. He's hungry. Already gets reverse up air.
That's the expression of an absolute killer. This man is out for blood. And this Kirby will not go quietly into the night. We'll look to at the very least take a stock, but that is going to be Nax. Making it to the edge.
Oh my God, I love that little dance right there. Waiting for to drop the shield. Unfortunately, going to lose that stock, but is this a reversal from thinking? Has he figured something out?
I mean, clearly was able to get enough damage points so that the stray hit could kill him. But even then, you got Nax off the stage. This is a JV4 right here. Goodness gracious me.
That was probably the shortest set of the day we've seen on stream. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat.
Impressive stuff from Nax. And I don't even know what to tell you, man. I mean, Dankey Kang, as you said, you could tell there was a making of something there, especially at the end of game number 2. But the adjustment comes when you've already seeded 7 stocks, and that's the adjustment comes when you've already seeded 7 stocks, and that's just unfortunate for in that regard. But nevertheless, it's going to be Nax probably seeded to go pretty far in this tournament, I would imagine. But
For sure. And again, for those of you who are not used to watching 64, remember that, this is a little bit of a different system than your traditional bracket. We have round robin pools going into each other, kind of like a waterfall system similar to that, going into a final bracket later on. So even though, Dankey Kang lost this match, that doesn't mean he's completely out or he's in the loser bracket. Far from that. As long as he wins enough matches in his pool, he'll be able to advance to the next phase of brackets. So we wish him luck and the rest of his run. But again, you're talking about KD3. He's back right now.
Yeah. I don't even know if this would be the first KD3 set that I commentated.
Really?
Considering, I'm pretty sure I've hopped on the mic for maybe 1 or 2 back at the laboratory. Shout out Smoosh. But yeah, just as you can see from the jersey representing Bros Calamity, just the mainstays of the Philadelphia Smash scene from out of Hatboro, Pennsylvania, on the border of Montgomery and Bucks. It's a really nice little place and really the ancestral home for Philadelphia Smash. So seeing like the national representation of KD3, the Apex champion, in fact.
Correct.
KD3.
Correct.
And quite decent placements at Smash Cons past, and looking to continue that against a Puff, against a
Pikachu
player. Yeah, against a Pikachu player by Zero, KD3 going with the Puff.
Correct. Yeah. So Zero, another one of those players that's been really, really strong player in the 64 scene today. Maybe not as widely known outside of the 64 scene as some of the other players, but definitely a very, very strong player overall. I had an amazing run at Xanadu Origins a couple months back. And even I think recently, this past weekend, I believe got second to Nax. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. But again, this is going to be a really great set. Now, I was talking about it earlier. KD3, mainly known for his Captain Falcon, but has an amazing, amazing cast overall in 64. Has a really strong Pikachu. Good Jigglypuff as well. Third. Thank you, chat. I got third to Wizzy and Nax. But KD3 also having a really solid Jigglypuff, honestly. And from what he's been telling me, kind of keeping it as a counter pick, depending on the player that he's facing. And so it looks like that he's feeling more Jigglypuff against Zero. Maybe something about his playstyle that he thinks Jigglypuff fits better. And they're keeping it fairly close right now. 4 stocks even, more than a minute in.
Yeah. You got to appreciate someone like KD3 who does have such a wide array of knowledge for this game. Yeah, like, as you mentioned, Captain Falcon main, but I've seen him on Pikachu. I've seen him win tournaments with Kirby. I've seen him win tournaments with this very Puff. That's why it was a while back, so I kind of forgot about it. But it's an interesting choice going Jigglypuff, who isn't even the best pink ball in this game. What's your rationale behind that if you had to ascribe one to him as KD3 loses stock?
Jigglypuff sure has that aerial mobility, being able to, dance around their opponent, especially having those drill conversions. That down air is deadly. Converts into an up tilt rest, converts into an up smash. But again, Jigglypuff just really, really light, man. He dies really, really early. And I think there are other characters that are either able to contest Jigglypuff's air drifts, like Pikachu, or just have really strong aerials that are able to really kill Puff early, like Falcon, for example, with that back air and reverse up air. Yes, the rewards may be stronger, but the punishes are also just as strong themselves. So it's a lot more of the back and forth,
Yeah, I was about to ask about that, because being a Captain Falcon main in Ultimate, I can tell you that Pikachu is one of the worst matchups for the character. And I was going to ask if perhaps that's the same in 64, but right now it doesn't seem like Jigglypuff is faring that much better.
Yeah, no, this is definitely a rough matchup for Jigglypuff, if played, really, really correctly. Again, that Pikachu up air, really stuffing out Jigglypuff's options at air drift. But, Pikachu has options, Jigglypuff has options against Pikachu. The main thing that, Jigglypuff is going to be looking for those drill setups, especially right there, getting that drill to back throw. But Pikachu wants to stay on the ground as little as possible, because the less Pikachu is on the ground, the less Jigglypuff has those opportunities to get those drills, to get those pounds, and therefore makes it a lot harder to play in neutral. And, right now it gets that combo right to 66%.
Yeah, and can't go for the higher risk, higher reward options at the moment. Just, you are in no position to cede any kind of ground. And my goodness, the disjoint on that tail is just nutty. Zero almost getting the back throw for the KO. KD3, however, not going quietly into the night, staying alive at 87%. But is that going to be the coup de grace? The feet will at the very least touch ground again, but only for so long. 0 with a very convincing game number 1 victory. KD3 going to have to go back to the drawing board. He wants to take on this global powerhouse.
For sure, for sure. And I know he played early. He played Pikachu earlier on stream, and had a really good showing. But again, there it's switching. See if he's gonna do it. Ah, look, there you go.
It's not coup d'etat, it's coup de grace. Coup d'etat and coup de grace, and they're two different things. One is the military overthrow of a government, the other one is a finishing blow. Okay, anyway, now that I've explained the English language, let's talk about the Pika Ditto. Let's talk about Zero staying on top of things, and very nearly a 0 to death to start things off. In fact, Zero is just as good against his own character as he is with it.
Oh yeah, no, again, Zero really strong showing right now, already getting the first stock. So like I said, Katie switching to Pikachu and opting to go for the Pika Ditto. And again, I think Katie's Pika looking really strong today. Had a really good showing earlier on stream. And again, that Pika Ditto is really, it's really a dance, right? It's a back and forth showing between both players. Pikachu having really strong tools overall, where you can't really rely on just the back air, just a down air. And you really have to adapt to your opponent, and you figure out, how can you best put together, you've got the whole toolbox, but how well you're able to switch off between all these tools constantly.
I'm gonna have tinnitus from the fair sound. I don't know how y'all do this, man, but real talk. I mean, it's I act like lightning loops are that much better, but the down airs, looking for it. I mean, it feels like just kind of throwing out hitboxes, hoping that someone jumps into them. Obviously, there's a little bit more of a method behind that madness. But Zero right now, whatever it is that they're throwing out, I mean, they're doing it to tremendous effect. And KD3 going to try to get a little bit more off of grab than they were able to get prior. I mean, he's on a roll right now, trying to even this thing up, and could very well be able to do so.
And again, all this conversion right now is just off of the jump read earlier from getting the forward throw back throw.
Recovering to the platform.
Oh, really good weight right there.
So I find that interesting because I remember in my talks to you that it is usually optimal for Pikachu to recover the platform, or at least in a lot of instances. We saw KD3 cheating more to ledge there.
That's correct, yeah. So while getting to top plat is, quote unquote, can be the best recovery in certain situations, you always want to mix up between top plat and ledge, right? If you're only going to ledge or if you're only going to top plat, you're going to get called out multiple times. And, Pikachu having that recovery that he's able to get to ledge a lot more easily than other characters.
I would imagine the distance that he's able to cover being better than most characters factors into that as well, being able to cheat the ledge a little bit more.
For sure, for sure. And as we say that, Katie right now grabbing that stock from Zero on the top plat, going up one stock, but again at 90%, so already, and he's going to get back thrown right back, making it one stock each on this game 2 right now.
That back throw is ignorant, man.
Oh, no, that back throw is
Straight
strong.
up,
Yeah.
There is no reason for that. In the words of Miles Ross, he is but a mouse. How is this able to happen?
Right, and I like that little the reverse hitbox of the forwarder right there. Not quite converting off it though. Forwarder being one of those moves that can set up into a lot of combos, but can also be very easily DI'd out of. Gets the back throw right there, sealing game 2. Really strong. See, much better showing from KD3 this game 2. Shows down to Pika was the right call. Sometimes you need to ditto.
And we saw that. I mean, KD3, you saw the sigh of relief just a little bit. I don't think you can pick that one, Zero. Sorry about that. But and we are, in fact, going to see the counter pick into Falcon off of the win. And I was about to say, KD3, he learned the lesson from last time. So excellent positioning on his part. And now, I mean, the mind games from Zero here. There's something to be admired. KD3 winning in the Ditto, and then Zero goes to KD3's main, Captain Falcon.
Yeah, and it's interesting because typically in other games, like I was mentioning earlier, it might be a little bit of like a sort of like trash talk. Say, look, let me win with my character. Let me win with your
Beautifully
character. But in this game, because everyone is so proficient with so many different characters, it's really just a counter pick war at this point. And Zero having obviously a very, very solid Captain Falcon, and just seeing how is Zero's Falcon gonna do well against Katie's Pika specifically. It's not even just a question of matchup. It's a question of play styles. Just how well do the players face off against each other, and Zero gonna snatch that stock right there with the up air up B.
And I find it interesting because we saw Zero definitely going towards the ledge as KD3 is going to take that stock, catching the recovery at ledge with the down air to take the first stock, and then we saw confirming with the command grab to take stock number 2. Zero is not afraid to fight Pikachu in the air, even though Pikachu has some of the best aerials in the game. You have your chains, you have your bread and butters with Captain Falcon. That is what you live and die off of. And KD3 is going to say, you better be choosing the ladder, my boy, because this stage is mine.
And I love that little up air right there, end to up B, just kind of covering the ledge option and letting him come back, because that was going to be a stock right there. If KD had ran off with a run-off nair or down tilt, that would have been bad news for Zero. But again, right now, KD getting off of ledge, going back to neutral right now.
Fishing for grab and then pulling out the button. You gotta respect that. Back throw, not quite going to confirm. Oh my god! I was expecting the Thunder Jolt to hit. I was about to flip. Man.
Right.
I was like, KD, I know you got a big brain. You ain't got to play like that, bro. Quick attack over to the opposite platform, but is well read by Zero, who sends him up into the air, well into the triple digits is KD3. And Zero. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Doesn't quite get the detection. Good back air right there.
Down air in neutral. The more things change, the more they stay the same. And KD3 down to the last stock.
Good up out of disadvantage right there. Going back to ledge. Again, Pikachu having a frame one get out of jail free option with 20 frames of invincibility. Imagine seeing that in Ultimate.
Oh my goodness gracious. You would not hear the end of it from me. Put it that way. And okay, wait a second. KD3
gets a late
bringing us all the way back. Beautiful stuff. And KD3, the mini pop-off, the tasteful pop-off, but nevertheless, in 3 games, KD3.
You could
Philly represent out here. Come on.
You could see him so relieved to win that. I mean, that was a really, really close, great comeback from KD3. Amazing. Like I said, that composure is really, really key here. You cannot let yourself get thrown off like that. You cannot get yourself get shuffled like that. No matter what counter picks, no matter how the set might go, even if you're down 2, 3, 4 stock,
Just had to turn my hat around for a second. I'm sorry. Please continue.
No, you're totally fine. But again,
it's all good. Yeah.
Very good composure from KD3. Very, very happy to see that. And one of my favorite aspects too is you're seeing, after the set, seeing the relief, seeing the emotions and the players' faces. This, obviously competition means a lot to a lot of players, right? It's very emotional. It's very, it drives you forward, and there's a lot of personal meaning behind it. So seeing the way these players react, whether it's sadness, anger, happiness, I think it can really make or break your tournament run, honestly.
Yeah, and it's weird because KD3, for how dominantly 0-1 that first set. I mean, in a, 4-stock, 3-stock fashion?
It's very dominant, yeah.
Yeah, but then KD3 makes the adjustment. Felt like Punish Game was a little bit more efficient. Felt like the positioning, especially on the main stage, just felt a little bit more well thought out. Not just charging in head first, thoughtlessly. Not to say that the puff was not good at all, but felt like trying to get too much out of just being able to jump and throw out hitboxes. Whereas, no, I mean, this Pikachu, it can do whatever it wants, and it's on you to figure that out.
Exactly. For sure.
And
But
KD3 did with the Pikachu.
He did. No, he really did. I mean, he really, came out the better player that set, through the thick and thin. And I think, Zero, as much as he could have stayed Pika for that set and kind of challenged the Pika Ditto, he has a really strong Falcon as well. Mm-hmm. And I think he did just fine. Clearly, could have won that set right there, Game 3. But, sometimes just the other player just has a little bit more advantage over you. And, it just be like that.
And I did want to ask you about that because we saw KD3 was the one taking the last stock with the Falcon. only being at I want to say 12 to 15%, something like that on the second to last stock. I don't know, just thereabouts. Where was that game decided? Because the uneducated viewer would say, wow, I can't believe Zero choked that. We know that's not the case. We know KD3 can pull victory from the jaws of defeat. But where did it happen? What was the adjustment that was made?
You know, it's just that kind of analysis really that, you know, when you really look down at the players, and there's these little micro moments that, you know, to the naked eye you might not notice or you might not really pay attention, but when you really look deep down, like there's always a moment in the match when the player's like, I got it, you know, that kind of glimpse of light that comes to you and is able to turn the set around. So again, great showing from both players. Looking forward to see how they do for the rest of their tournament, the rest of their pool, honestly.